Business that benefits society, technologies that make the world more convenient. Each issue of our program introduces you to people who build the future on the basis of the latest developments, principles of high social responsibility, and a caring attitude towards nature. The world of startups showcases advanced high technologies and their integration into all spheres of our modern life. Domestic startup in the U.S. market. The world news. Platform for freelancers. Set of robotics. Tech control. Advertising VR service. The Kazakhstan news. Kazakhstan start-uppers from Repoint develop products exclusively for the United States of America. They elaborate their choice with several reasons. First of all, the U.S. is a huge market with a capacity of 320 million people. Second of all, this country is experiencing a real boom in the technological sphere. The American market is experiencing such a hype in the IT segment, which allows you to implement and use the latest technologies. There is demand for it. This market allows you to use the most revolutionary solutions that business needs. Due to the high competition of the American market, business very much needs new technologies, new solutions for increasing efficiency, and so on. In addition, the IT startup is the only non-licensed business structure in the U.S., the opening of which does not require large funds. And this is the third reason why domestic entrepreneurs chose the U.S. market. By the way, here they already managed to launch several products. The first one is called StrikeTech, a mobile application for creating a personal trainer. This application is already used in MMA battles. It shows the speed and impact of strength. You can download the enemy as, for example, Muhammad Ali, and choose with what force, speed, and at what age he would fight, and compare it with how you do it, and you can actually perfect your abilities to an ideal shape. The second project is called Project X. It is now at the final stages. This service collects a database with the behavioral information of a group of individuals and predicts the results of their actions with high accuracy. Here on this graph, we can observe the connection between different groups of people. For example, in the government, how do they communicate with each other, and the so-called cohesion. If we postpone the schedule, we will see that there is a very large disparity between people, but nevertheless, sometimes they are combined into clusters. This is not the only function of the platform. It can also show a temporary link between people and their transitions from party to party. Such information is useful for analyzing the actions of the government.
Здесь мы можем видеть за разные даты, как переходили люди из кластера в кластер.
Here we can see two different dates as people move from cluster to cluster, and we can observe which party moves most often. It is also possible to see their interactions with each other through financial assistance or some kind of sponsorship activities.
Или же каких-то спонсирования мероприятий.
Today, our businessmen are working on another project in the United States. This is a technological platform for the automation of the services of the Mayo Clinic, the largest medical research center in the world. A branch of the Kazakh company in San Diego was opened specifically for the implementation of this product. The Chinese manufacturer of electric cars, NIO, conducted an investment round during which its valuation rose to $5 billion. The production of ES8, the first mass-produced electric car created by this company, is scheduled to be launched in mid-2018. It is an SUV that, according to the creators, will compete with the Tesla Model X. The main advantage of the Chinese crossover is a lower price compared to its competitor. The fourth largest manufacturer of electronic chips in the world, Broadcom, is ready to pay for Qualcomm $103 billion. Taking into account debt obligations, the amount of the transaction may increase to $130 billion. Broadcom also plans to buy the Dutch chip maker, NXP, which is not yet officially absorbed by Qualcomm. Then another $90 billion will be added to the debt load. In the event of a deal, there will be a company that will supply chips for the entire spectrum of electronic devices, from home appliances to data centers. Digital Lab. This is the name of the unified Kazakhstan platform for training and employment of freelancers. Today, this is a promising business direction. The market for free workers is growing significantly every year. For example, only in neighboring Russia, there are more than 2 million freelancers. We are oriented in general to the CIS market. Over the past month, there have been more than 700 requests for work on the internet, work at home. Of these, more than 600,000 only in Russia. That is, the CIS market has not yet fully understood the relevance of these specialties, and potentially there will be a very rapid and good growth in the next 5 years. The function of the service is at the final stage. The staff of teachers has already been selected. The text and programs have been prepared. The first training course has been launched. Before the course, we have a free marathon to which we invite specialists and, accordingly, clients who will then be specialists. This is a marathon to create landings within 2 days. At this course, we have already launched a second course, and 5 people are already employed. In order to determine which of the freelance professions is suitable for the user, the site offers to take a test. It destroys many of the myths associated with remote work. For example, it turns out that to become a web designer, you don't have to draw professionally. I already learned a lot of information on web design. It is the color compatibility as well as how to combine the blocks correctly. But at the same time, in web design, the main thing is not how to combine blocks, but how to properly present the material to the user. This is what we are taught now, and I think that we can learn a lot more here. By the way, if the user does not have time or cannot perform any task, then it is completed by experts of the online site. Thus, 100% result is guaranteed for the task assigned. We ourselves place specialists their portfolio, which were made during the training, and their rating. You can go and see a dossier for each specialist. You will see what task he performed, in what sphere he worked, how well he worked, and how he passed these assignments. Monetization of the project is carried out in 2 ways. The first way, while training of freelancers, and the second, when they are employed. You study for 2 months, then you intern for 2 months, and then you have a probation period of 2 months. You pay for the training, we already pay you for the internship. At the trial period, we also pay. It turns out, on average, a person gets his money back from 2 to 3 months completely for all the course, or even faster, depends on personal abilities. In the next 3 years, the founders of a unified platform for training and employment of freelancers plan to launch more than 20 specialties, scale business in neighboring countries, and become one of the leaders of the profile market in the CIS. Bala is the first set of domestic robots. Its uniqueness is that it is absolutely safe for children. The complete set is designed in such a way that the voltage of its elements does not exceed 5 volts. Therefore, overheating and emergency shutdown is the worst thing that can happen with any part or mechanism.
Вот нужно соединить красный и черный провод между собой.
It is necessary to connect the red and black wires together and do the same here. And the motor should start working, and as well as the wheel, just like this. The complete set is equipped with more than 100 radio components. With their help, you can collect, for example, a digital scoreboard, a traffic light, or a voltmeter. This is an LED matrix. With its help, we can make different shapes or letters. And also, if we write words, then all this will be reflected on the display. A special training program has been developed for this set. It includes 12 theoretical, as many practical topics, and 17 projects. To understand all these sections and the nuances of assembling a particular robot helps a special book edition. Instruction book includes a theoretical part which is shown in yellow, green a workshop and projects in blue. Arduino includes radio equipment and radio elements which we have on the table. By the way, Bozbala is not an accidental name. This is the name of a fictional character who is also diligent, like novice robotics, trying to solve certain tasks. And as a result of these projects, Bozbala is growing and acquiring new skills. Next, the set includes an account on our site where all the materials that we could not include in our book are laid out. There will be more than 50 to 100 projects that can be executed from the same set. Today, the founders of this project are establishing links with educational centers and schools where robotic courses are being actively introduced. Again, they can use Kazakhstani sets.
Мы планируем создать наборы вторых и третьих.
We plan to create sets of 2 and 3 versions of a more complex level. They will use such radio components as radars, radio modules, and Bluetooth transmitters.
Радиомодули и Bluetooth передатчики.
In addition, in the immediate plans of startups, the development and production of their own printed circuit boards. This will help increase the share of Kazakhstan content in the product and accordingly reduce its cost price. Spread. This is the difference between the purchase price of shares and the possible price of their sale. An example of use, he told everyone that he hired the killer of Google, and his spread increased. Oljas Kundakbayev, General Director of Payment Organization. Experience in creating and promoting financial products. Specialization, IT, FinTech. Review for the startup, VR Focus, VIR Focus. VR Focus is the platform of virtual reality which will introduce diversity in already typical forms of advertising.
Все проекты, связанные с виртуальной реальностью, они очень интересны.
All projects related to virtual reality are very interesting. This is now a fairly popular form of entertainment. The only question is the creation of content. It takes a lot of time and investments. Are the large customers ready to pay for it now is a question. The second question is whether users are ready to download a separate application in order to view this content. This is also an important question.
Тоже также вопрос вызывает. 6 миллионов тенге для написания контента, ну, может быть...
6 million tenge for writing content, maybe for a few short clips is enough, maybe for some equipment. But further, it will be necessary to work with large customers who are ready to invest, who will work with this startup and be willing to invest money in this project. And this is a substantive project work.
Деньги. Это уже предметная проектная работа. Посоветую еще раз посмотреть, какую проблему решает проект.
I advise once again to see what problem the project solves, what problem the client is solving using this project, maybe what problems it solves for the consumers. It is necessary to see the speed with which they are ready to move into the market in order to cover the growing demand of the customer with their service. The 12th Innovation Congress was held in Almaty recently. Annually at this event, the key directions of innovative and technological development of Kazakhstan are discussed. In 2017, the Congress discussed the development of technological entrepreneurship in the country. The leading foreign and domestic experts in such fields as technology transfer, Industry 4.0, Internet of Things, blocking and business incubation participated in the discussion. We, as one of the first players in the market by age and scale, decided to support this discussion on the topic of incubation of startups. The acceleration of startups to show this is not a fictitious superstructure, but a real tool for supporting startups. In Kazakhstan, the offline platform of cashback is gaining momentum, a service that allows you to save on purchases. To get cash back, there is no need for cards and any other bonus cards. Everything is much simpler. The client needs to give the phone number to the seller, and some of the money will be returned to him. The user can withdraw the received funds from any bank card, recharge the mobile phone balance, or pay for utilities.